Hi, this is Dave Van Hoy. I'm the president of Advanced Systems Group, and we're here today for Silicon Valley.video. I'm here with Namdev Lisman, the executive vice president of Primestream, one of the most prominent MAM and workflow tool vendors in our industry. Hi, Namdev. How are you doing?
Doing well. Thank you very much, Dave. Hope you're all well and safe as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry we're not in Las Vegas at NAB, I have to admit. I missed that. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
All right, Namdev, today our first question is, obviously we're not at NAB. What would you like people to know about what Primestream was preparing for NAB this year and what new and important changes and advances you've made?
Sure. So we have been developing against different themes that we were able to kind of get back from our customer base. And one of the themes was security. Another theme that we had was visibility and analytics. And then another theme was widening creativity tools. So with the security theme, we built a dynamic watermarking tool directly in the platform that displays a watermark over the video playback, so that way reducing the risk of materials being leaked. In the visibility and analytics, we built a new module that's called Project Dashboards, and it's gaining visibility into the overall status of productions or projects that are in process. Generally, they will have several status changes along the workflow. So being able to see that in a dashboard really just makes it easy for managers and post producers and essentially anybody that needs to see a wider view of all workflows that are happening in one pane. Then with creativity, with that theme, we were launching our Creative Bridge, which actually won the Best of Show for NABs through TV Technology Magazine, which was...
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's a virtual award, and I believe it gets emailed to us.
How appropriate.
But that tool really is allowing us to widen the reach into other creative tools that generally don't have direct SDKs that we can develop against, and giving the creative user base access to the media that's sitting within the MAM.
Those are great advances. So to go along with those, the question next would be, what have you seen and what of these new things you're doing, as well as your existing platform, are you seeing the greatest use and support around our work from home situations where we're trying to enable creatives to continue to produce great content from wherever it is they have to work? Yeah,
I've seen quite a bit of creativity being used by our customer base, as well as sitting in on a lot of the webinars and listening through these different roundtable discussions has been amazing. You're hearing stories of companies that are doing now full production in the cloud, live production in the cloud, and that type of flexibility I think is extremely important from whichever vendor it is you're working with. We are continuing to advance ourselves into the full hybrid platform that is going to allow for the most flexibility, whether that's remote editing, where that's an editor sitting on their laptop editing in proxy, or cloud-based editing where the VM is hosting your edit seat, regardless wherever that media may lie or where our platform is living. That having that flexibility, I think, is really the key. The second component, I believe, is really about customer success and support. So, how are the vendors working with their customers and supporting them throughout this whole change? It's been really interesting to see the pivots that a lot of companies have been going through, as well as we have been going through. We've created a whole new division in the company called customer success. So we're filling those positions and really looking to work more side by side with partners and with our customer base in order to really make sure that their success equals our success.
That's important and making a big difference in the industry. In the customer support and success area, are you seeing that you have to support remote users more directly yourselves as opposed to central administrators?
It's a little bit of a mix, and I think it depends on the scale of the organization. Some of the smaller organizations that we work with, yes, we're directly working with editors and producers that are remote, and are staffed to be able to do that, or also work with companies such as ASG, where you guys are able to kind of be that front line for us. The larger organizations, I would say that they have a bit more of personnel in place to field a lot of the direct end user support. But regardless, we're there wherever it's going to come from. So, but we've definitely been more connected to the industry, to partners, to customers, more so than I think ever before. So in that sense, this quarantine has brought us more together.
And back to our first question, I wanted to ask if in the current business cycle, if you're seeing a need to update your connections to third-party newsroom tools like Octopus and things like that as people are working remotely to produce news and content.
Absolutely. We started rebuilding our news framework about 6 or 7 months ago. That was also actually due to release at NAB, where prior to having a gateway to work with these newsroom systems, we have it native now. We really do see that there was almost like a trend for a little while where newsroom systems were kind of put on the back burner, and is really, at least within our customer base. But we see that really expanding again. If you look at some of the use cases that came out of this pandemic, live production in the cloud, actually doing routing and switching and preview and playback, recording, everything in the cloud. I think that there's going to be another resurgence of leveraging the newsroom systems.
Have you seen a general trend towards more live production, whether it's on-prem or in the cloud, recently?
There is definitely a need for the live production element in the cloud. There are some providers today who are really making some amazing products. I believe that we're going to see a lot more of that. Managing files in a post environment it's not rocket science. Now, when you add the live elements in there, that's when you really have, there's a huge opportunity to really innovate in this niche kind of market, in this niche field. And we definitely want to be there. We have a complete workflow suite that handles ingest and playback and everything within our studio control rooms. Lifting this into the cloud is absolutely on our roadmap, and is an initiative that we're going to be really pushing towards to improve and to be able to provide that functionality.
Well, thank you so much, Namdev. We really appreciate your time today. We know it's incredibly busy, and you and I are in different time zones, and we appreciate your taking the time to bring our customers and users up to date.
Well, thank you very much. We wish everybody well, and we hope to get back to being connected again in person rather than through these tools. But it's great to see you, Dave.
You too, Namdev. Thank you very much, and be safe.